Welcome back to 02 Million Crypto. My name is GC. We are live. Yes, we are live. Joining me as I'm about to play some sports. Today, let's talk about how crypto doesn't come with an owner's manual. Now, what do I mean by this? When you compare cryptocurrency to other markets, it's almost night and day. Especially when you compare crypto to something like the stock market. And the reason for this is because the stock market, since the beginning of its inception, has been more mainstream in terms of the way people receive information, the way people view companies, and the way people buy and sell shares of different companies in terms of finding companies in the real world that they believe has the opportunity to grow and make them money by holding a piece of the company for themselves. Now, the stock market in 2023 is looking more and more like a traditional kind of cesspool, if you will, when it comes to actually gaining value when investing into it. And there's a big switch right now from the modern man or woman investing their hard-earned money into something like the stock market when there's these new innovations in digital currency, and cryptocurrency seems to be on the cusp of taking the world by storm. And what I mean by crypto not having an owner's manual is that when crypto first came out, when people first realized that Bitcoin was a cryptocurrency that they could buy, hold, and sell, the only way people kind of exchanged information was on, messaging boards online, people gathering together and discussing if Bitcoin is actually worth buying or worth an investment at all. And like when crypto first came out back in 2008, 2009, it was just Bitcoin. So you can't really even say crypto. But when Bitcoin came out, it was so fringe and so unheard of, and the idea of a decentralized digital currency that isn't run by any centralized entity was almost it was unheard of, but it was also thought of in a way probably that this could never succeed. The people that are really in control of our money would never allow it. But over time, the reason Bitcoin probably succeeded was because you can't really kill an idea. So let's say centralized entities or the government or some sort of institution tried to take Bitcoin down. Maybe early on, they could have had more of a chance to do damage to Bitcoin's reputation and, tried to FUD, more and more people out of not getting into Bitcoin because it was so small. But in 2023, the fact that Bitcoin is almost 15 years old now, and there's a crypto market beyond Bitcoin, and I believe that the other side of crypto, other than Bitcoin, which is the altcoins, they have grown and expanded to a point where you can't discredit them at this point. And I believe that kind of sentiment started when Ethereum made waves in its bull run in like 2000, at the end of 2017. I mean, Ethereum came out in 2015 and did well in that first bull run along with Bitcoin and many other coins, but Ethereum has stood the test of time since then. And I believe simply the fact that there is another cryptocurrency with billions and billions of dollars invested into it, as Ethereum has a couple $100 billion worth of market cap, This kind of solidified the fact that a cryptocurrency other than Bitcoin can succeed. And that's important because not only do we have, in my opinion, the greatest idea of a cryptocurrency in just like the tokenomics of it, where Bitcoin is only supposed to be 21 million of them. They're rolled out not all at once. They're the amount that you receive from mining it gets cut in half every 4 years. Just the way that Bitcoin was created and the idea of it to keep it kind of a deflationary asset worth buying, and quite frankly, a million times better than money, the money that we have today, fiat money, where centralized entities can just print at will. This is one of those things where now that crypto has kind of, survived almost 20 years, along with all the arrows it's been taking in its back along the way. I mean, think about it, guys. Bitcoin went from literally nothing to now it's almost $30,000 US, and it only took 15 years. So, most of the people that invested before, let's say 2020, they were buying at prices that, would seem like a joke to them today, right? Like if the price is in the tens of thousands at this point, buying it when it was only a few $100s or, even a few $1,000s seemed just like a decision for your lifetime. Like that decision that you made to purchase Bitcoin or crypto at these extremely low levels is truly life-changing. And I don't think a lot of people really understand that. A lot of people that discredit crypto kind of don't really understand that people that have been long-term in this space have been so successful. And the people that they see that, are struggling with crypto is basically because, they either tried to make money too fast, they weren't long-term enough, or they were investing in projects that, didn't really have the same kind of, they didn't really have the same kind of longevity like something like Bitcoin or Ethereum. That's, Ethereum has almost been around 10 years now, and Bitcoin's coming up on 15 years. So we're kind of in a situation where these coins are showing that they can survive, and not only survive, but thrive, especially when you have centralized entities and the government doing such horrible things with our money, completely destroying, the sheer foundation of what money should be. And, not having an owner's manual in crypto is the Wild West, and I believe to some extent it always will be, because that's how it started. Just trying to figure out what is a good buy for crypto. For example, like doing research on all these altcoins, you have to go online. Like there's no course that's going to teach you about what altcoin is going to be the next best thing. You kind of have to have intuition. You kind of have to follow trends, and you have to do your research constantly to figure out what is worth putting your fiat money into to get the best value of a digital currency that you won't even know if it'll exist in the next couple years. So imagine being a Bitcoin investor when Bitcoin first came out. It's kind of like you didn't even know really what Bitcoin was. Kind of like even people today even people that have been buying Bitcoin for years still kind of, some of them still don't even understand really what Bitcoin's all about. They just know that number go up. But most people that first got into Bitcoin were probably thinking, hey, this may seem like a crazy idea, buying a digital currency that no centralized entity owns. But over time, people started to understand that if they tried to kill Bitcoin, like these higher powers, they tried to get rid of Bitcoin, someone could just invent another Bitcoin, and people would probably turn to that. So, you're never going to have someone giving you, there's influencers out there. There are people that have been investing in crypto, people that are very knowledgeable in crypto, but no one's going to give you, the step-by-step solution to getting rich, or what cryptocurrencies are going to be the currencies of the future. if you're thinking about like what cryptocurrency is going to be the number one currency in 2035, which is like over 10 years from now, nobody truly knows. People can assume it'll be Bitcoin because Bitcoin is number one right now, but it's not guaranteed. I mean, think about the decentralized internet world that we're headed towards, and you have these layer one blockchains that are capable of not exactly so much more, but such different, things that you could do with like something like Ethereum or Cardano or any of these layer ones compared to Bitcoin. I mean, it's hard to build on Bitcoin. That's why people make separate projects that are kind of like an assistant to Bitcoin, kind of like in the way, not exactly, but kind of in the way you have layer 2 solutions for Ethereum, like Matic, Optimism, and Arbitrum. You have projects like Stacks that are trying to make it easier to build on top of Bitcoin. And that's exactly what I mean when I say in 2035, who knows if there's even a cryptocurrency that hasn't even been invented yet that'll take over. So it's difficult to kind of navigate through crypto because everyone thinks they're making the right move. Everyone thinks that when they're pressing the buy button on a cryptocurrency, they're buying the best coin. And it's easy to, get caught up and think like, I'm smarter than everybody else, and I'm gonna buy this crypto or that crypto, and it's gonna do the best, and I'm gonna be a millionaire, I'm gonna be a genius. Nobody is gonna see what I'm seeing at this point. I'm doing the right research. I'm figuring out what is the next best thing in this digital asset space, and nobody knows for sure. So doing your research is like the Wild West, and it'll continue to be that way unless you're one of those investors that just kind of invest in Bitcoin or Ethereum or just a few coins and says, and calls it a day and says that's all I'm going to invest into, and nothing else is worth my time. And that's okay too. A lot of people, they buy crypto, but they don't buy anything other than Bitcoin. Bitcoin is still crypto. It's not an altcoin. It's definitely not going to be the most volatile coin, but you're still telling the establishment that you're opting out of a inflationary system that isn't worth holding your wealth in anymore. So that's important, guys. Research is important, and in my opinion, we are in the most Wild West stage of crypto, which is fun. It's exciting. It's good. Money should feel like the Wild West. It shouldn't be everyone goes to work, makes a paycheck, and doesn't get to choose what currency they want to keep their wealth in. We're in this new world where you can have a currency of your choosing now, or multiple ones. And in my opinion, that is so interesting. And the research side of it is your own journey. Everyone has their own research journey in crypto. Everyone has their own opinions and beliefs and ideas of what's going to be the next big thing and what's going to have the most use case and what's going to be the future. And that's on you. That's on you to watch influencers, do your own research, and look into projects whenever you can to get the best edge on the crypto market. The next thing I want to talk about is how BlackRock and JP Morgan, particularly Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, he came out today and said that there's some interesting innovations happening in the digital asset space. And people that believe in crypto and people that are investing in crypto understand that there are so much good things coming for crypto, and we're kind of in this waiting game. There's not really a more simple way to put it. We are in a waiting game in terms of cryptocurrency just finding sheer adoption to the point where it's not a liability to even think about investing in it anymore. And when you have like the biggest institutions like BlackRock and JP Morgan saying that, in this article that I read today from Forbes, Larry Fink is basically saying that a lot of these crypto companies that exist now I'm not exactly sure if he means exchanges or companies in general, but he basically said a lot of institutions, crypto institutions that exist now, aren't going to exist soon because of just the absolute dwarfing from these bigger companies or these bigger hedge funds that have the ability to, you know, just take in all the adoption for themselves. I mean, you get a couple of $1 trillion thrown into the market from some of these bigger boys in the space, in the money space. None of these, you know, small fish in the ocean, they're just small potatoes compared to these guys. I mean, crypto as a whole is worth $1 trillion, around $1 trillion. If these guys have a couple $1 trillion to throw into the crypto market on its own, then, you know, we're not talking about Bitcoin going to 60 or 100 grand. We're talking about Bitcoin going to 250 or 300 grand, and it's probably seeing an altcoin season like we've never seen before. I mean, people have said that in 2017, late 2017, or in 2021, we saw, you know, altcoin seasons for particular altcoins that were just, you know, mind-blowing, that people changed their lives forever, generational wealth for their kids and grandkids, just because of how, you know, how strong the altcoin bull run was. And that's not to throw shade at Bitcoin. Bitcoin has done gangbusters since its inception, that's for sure. It's the #1 asset, you know, probably in world history. It is the #1 asset in world history. Bitcoin has made more millionaires than probably any asset you could possibly invest in over a shorter period of time. And that's what people that invest in these other markets don't understand, is you have something like Blackrock, which is the biggest, you know, investment fund in the world. If they throw a couple $1 trillion at the crypto market, I mean, we're not turning back at that point. Everyone that invested in, you know, 2023, 2022, 2021, or before, even if you did buy at the really high points in 2021, like I did, and did most of, had a lot of suffering, you know, in the meantime, for the last couple of years, all of the buy orders that you make or made in this time frame, if something like that does happen where you have BlackRock get in, or JP Morgan get in, or all these ETFs happen all at once, and you have the Bitcoin halving next year, I mean, so many things are coming for crypto, and the people that are just ignoring it or saying that, you know, it's going to be stifled by centralized entities or, you know, the government, they just don't understand that Bitcoin as an idea cannot be killed. And if they haven't killed it yet, and it's only getting stronger, the fundamentals of the whole crypto industry are getting stronger, then these people are really going to miss the boat. So I just want you guys to understand that, you know, crypto doesn't come with an owner's manual. And on top of that, you have these big companies that are finally willing to take a chance on cryptocurrency. I think it's going to be, you know, a great time for crypto investors in the next decade for sure, and we all are going to have a chance to go from 0 to 1 million.